What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. This week there isn't really any major news going on except for, the whole voter fraud thing is still going on. There's plenty of evidence that proves that, there was definitely some shady shit going on with the Democrats and the Dominion computer system or whatever for the tallying the votes. There's a lot of Democrats that were doing the tallying and everything that are starting to come out as witnesses that there was some shady crap going on. So all in all, it will be all found out. It will all come to light. And of course Trump will have another 4 years. And the Democrats, the media, big tech, they're all going crazy. They're throwing a hissy fit like big crybabies. That's what you get when you freaking commit voter fraud and you get caught. You did it. Now you need to own up to it. Serve your time. Get over it. Move on. Trump is going to stay the president for another 4 years, which is what we needed. So, but anyways, moving on. I also saw something. It's not like huge news, but I figure I'd mention it because it's just so dumb. You have, which a lot of people have seen with, like, in our movies, in our television, video games, where these pampered little SJWs who want to live in a fantasy world instead of living in reality. They want everyone to cater to them. So, you see a lot of this gender swapping, sexual preference swapping, race swapping, that kind of thing going on in in our entertainment. It needs to stop. They need to stop acting like little babies who never got their way and now they're trying to get their way. They're all delusional. Most people live in reality. I just saw the latest thing where they're trying to take, if you know the game Legend of Zelda, they're trying to take the male hero, male hero. He's like the knight in shining armor. His name is Link, but they keep, there's some dumb people who keep associating Zelda with the game. Zelda is the princess, not Link, not the one who rescues her. And that's the point. Girls are supposed to be treated like princesses, not some little super kick-ass chick, who's a feminist bitch, That shit needs to stop. I'm tired of seeing that crap in all our entertainment. Girls are supposed to be like princesses. And boys are supposed to be the heroes, the male heroes. And that's what Link is. He's an elf. He's not a knight. He's just a warrior. A male warrior who saves a female princess, which is Zelda. But SJWs, they gotta try to have their way and change Link into a woman. It's gotten retarded. It's dumb. Stop doing that shit. Live in reality. It's not the way the world works. Give up. Because you're not going to change people's minds. Anyways, I just thought I'd throw that out there. It's so dumb. That gender swapping crap, whatever. But anyways, Link is male, Zelda is female. Get over it. Move on already. Anyways, let's move on to your B-movie reviews. This week, Movieholics, we're back to doing a horror week. I got two off-the-wall horror flicks I want to review this week. The first one is called Future Kill. In the UK, it's known as Night of the Alien, which makes no sense because there's nothing to do with aliens in this entire movie. Future Kill. Done in 1985. It starred Edwin Neal. He played the villain named Splatter. And then Marilyn Burns, Marilyn is a kind of a semi-well-known B scream queen, I guess you would call her. She's known for doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Anyways, that's what most people probably checked out this movie for. It's one of her first. It's kind of hard. I mean, the story's kind of been done before. Basically, the story is you got some frat guys, fraternity guys, who decide they're going to go pull a prank. Not necessarily a prank, but more of a almost like initiation kind of crap, you know. They go down to the inner part of the city, which is basically overran by a group that calls themselves mutants. They're not real mutants. They just put makeup on, pretend they're mutants, which they're not. You know, they did it. They're supposedly doing it for some publicity stunt. Anyways, this Splatter guy, he runs into him. They were going to kidnap one of these mutant guys. Well, the one they chose to try to kidnap just happened to be the leader of these mutant gangs or groups. This other guy named Splatter, he's not quite a mutant. He's a little bit different. He's actually been mutilated by radiation somehow. He basically wants to take over the gang, so he kills the guy that they're getting ready to kidnap, who's the leader, and then blames it on them. So throughout the rest of the night, you have members of this gang led by Splatter, who's trying to kill these frat guys. And there's like, I think there's like 5 or 6 of them. He kills off a few of them. A few others get away, you know, towards the end. They eventually kill Splatter and the rest of the some of the gang members. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. You know, they finally get away, but I I don't know. It's reminded me a little bit of Warriors, kind of like the Warriors, but not the Warriors, because you don't have like multiple gangs. You just got this one group of, you know, gang members that's trying to kill them. But you know, the fraternity guys are like part of the high society, while the people who live in the urban or inner city urban group are like the you know, the downcast group, I guess. You know, the poor, whatever you know. My thing is it's kind of strange. They have like several group members, but you don't ever see any black people in the group. It's all white people. You know, it seemed kind of strange to be in the inner city and there's no black people. It's weird. Because most black people, you know, they live in the urban inner city, you know, so it was kind of strange not seeing any black people in this movie. But anyways, as far as special effects go, there wasn't really any special effects. You know, maybe some makeup. You know, the main guy Splatter, he had some like metal crap on him, you know, kind of made him look like a cyborg because he was a little bit radiated or something, so he was kind of partially immune, where the rest of them were not. It was very poorly done. It looked okay, but it wasn't like the greatest. I give it a 2 for special effects. The story, I've seen something similar. It wasn't really new, and they were jumping all over the place with this. I don't know if I don't think they realized which way they were really trying to go, whether they were trying to do the whole comedy thing or horror thing. So I give it a 2 as well. As far as the acting was alright. You know, I'll give the acting a barely passing 3, just because it was decent enough to get by. It wasn't horrible, but really wasn't all that great either, so I give it a 3. This movie overall, I would give it a 2, because it's not really that great, to be honest. But it was enough that you could watch it. Barely, but one thing I noticed, the guy who's holding the boom mic needs to be fired, because you literally see the boom mic like a good 50% of the movie. You see the boom mic over their heads as they're talking. I'm just like, what the hell? It kept showing up. It was crazy. I was like, yeah, that dude needs to be fired. He don't know how to hold a boom mic. But anyways, yeah, I don't recommend this unless you're just looking for some type of cult watch. You know, I give it 2 thumbs down. It really wasn't that good, to be honest. Moving on. The next movie I watched was called From Beyond. It was done in 1986. This is an H.P. Lovecraft story, which I think H.P. Lovecraft does some weird ass shit. His stories are beyond bizarre. Half the time they make no sense, so I'm not a fan of this guy at all. Actually had a box office number for this one. They did about $1.5 million at the box office. I mean, it didn't really do all that well. However, it starred one of my favorite B actors, which is Jeffrey Combs. I love this guy. You know, you probably know him better for some of his roles in Star Trek. You know, he played Commander Shrin on Enterprise, and you know, he played the Vorta uh, and Deep Space Nine. You know, there are a couple other characters he played as, but he's fairly well known. Uh, he's done some A-grade movies too, but he's mainly known for his B acting. And then you also have Barbara Crampton as the leading lady. She's a pretty decent actress too. The movie is about this big shot scientist. He thinks that he's created this machine that called the resonator that basically uses energy to vibrate these tuning forks and then causes the pituitary gland in the mind to grow larger and allow you to see like an extra dimension within our own reality, which has these weird looking creatures in it that attack you. One of these creatures attacked the doctor and starts transforming him. They see him every time they start up the resonator again. For whatever reason, they keep doing it. The woman, Barbara, her character, she wants to see where it could go. Eventually, it basically it basically mutates them all. They all end up starting to change or whatever. By the end of the movie, Barbara's the only one left. She pretty much goes nuts. She loses her mind. And that's basically the end of the movie. So we end the movie with, you know, Jeffrey Combs. He basically, when he starts mutating, he's got this little worm thing coming out of his head and makes him eating people and crap like that. But eventually he destroys himself by attacking the mutated doctor, which he was the assistant of, and then saves Barbara. Barbara jumps out the window and the place blows up. That's the end. Of course, Barbara, her character, she goes crazy. You know, she loses it. Even though she's a doctor of psychology, she goes crazy. She loses her mind. That's basically the end of the movie. Like I said, it don't explain anything. It's really strange and really weird. And the mutating monster crap, it's bizarre. It's really out there. It makes no sense. Dumb. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of H.P. Lovecraft. He comes up with some weird, the dude was weird. Anyways, as far as the acting goes, I give the acting a decent 3. It was good acting. It was decent acting. You definitely could watch it. Almost a 4. But you could tell it was a B movie. So I give it a solid 3. It was definitely decent acting. The special effects. I give this a 3. Some people would probably give it a 4, saying it was really good at special. I didn't think it was that great at special effects. It was just weird ass shit. It was decent enough. You got what was kind of half-assed going on, but it was weird. It was gross and it was weird. So I give it a solid 3. It was decent for special effects. A lot better than most stuff. And then we're on to the story. This I give it 2 because it made no sense whatsoever. The story was lame and dumb as shit. It made no sense. You just really didn't know what was going on. Weird. Just weird. I still don't know what exactly happened. You know, personally, I think it had, if I was to guess, something to do with interdimensional aliens from a different dimension. They get in your brain and they transform you into eating monsters, flesh-eating monsters. That's the only thing I could think of. It was just weird and gross. Didn't make no sense. So yeah, the story, I give it a 2. It was lame. Overall, this movie, I'll give it a 3. Barely. Only because of the acting and the special effects. The story was just so lame. But you can watch it if you want. It's considered a cult classic because it's H.P. Lovecraft. It makes no sense to me. The only reason I watched it is because Jeffrey Combs. I like Jeffrey Combs, so I give thumbs up, thumbs down. Check it out if you want. I don't recommend it. It really wasn't that good to me. But that's all I have for you this week. As far as reviews go, if you have anything to comment on what I said earlier about either voter fraud or the whole whammon thing, to change Link into a female, so dumb. But if you have any, you know, thoughts on that, leave it down in comments down below. If you have any suggestions on movies or television or something like that for me to check out or watch, please leave them down in the comments down below and I'll check them out as soon as I can. That's all I have for you this week. Until next week, I told you to be told the truth, and you've just been told.